emailed out a Zoom link, so if anybody wants to share that with anybody, feel free.
Oh, man, it's gone fast, hasn't it? 15 years since I started swimming competitively. Been 4 years since I was sitting in those chairs for the first time, listening to these speeches. You know what? I remember a few things about that day. I remember incredibly tired and incredibly hungry because we just signed the Royal Open. And of course, we didn't make it into that year because of COVID. I remember that I was really excited to go home for the summer and get my tan back because I was looking a little bit too much, a little too pale, a little too much like a piece of printer paper, but yeah, still working on it. And I also remember that I was very impatient because I had just gotten a notification for a package at the FedEx drop-off that I had to pick up before the end of that night, and we weren't really moving that fast. So, but all those things that I remember about listening to the speeches for the first time, gotta be honest, I do not have a clue what any of the seniors said. So, if I can't make this memorable, I'll try to make it short for you guys. So thinking back to the beginning, summer after senior year of high school, you know, looking back now, there's absolutely nothing that could compare to that. Yeah, 3 states, 5 moves, a life-changing challenge, a pandemic, and then a few national championships later, and here we are. You know, well, it's definitely been my journey. Learned some resilience and learned, had some great moments along the way. I also know that, you know, you can only be as good as your support network. So when I was thinking about how I wanted to use this time, I decided that I wanted to recognize and thank some of the people who have helped me along the way and pass on some of those lessons. So I want to also make it a little bit more fun though, so I decided to challenge myself to come up with a name or a word that describes the role each of these people played in my journey. So we'll see if you like this, okay? First up, we got the architect, Mr. Jeff Dugdale. Yeah, the truth is that I probably wouldn't still be swimming. I'm sure some of you as well if it weren't for this program. And we have Jeff to thank for that. So, well, we certainly have our differences. I mean, talk about personality tests. You give anyone, I can guarantee you will be on polar opposite ends of the spectrum for sure. But the two things that have always connected us are values and commitment. And the biggest lesson I learned from you, Jeff, is to win. And when I say win, I don't just mean touching the wall first or scoring the most points. There are plenty of teams and individuals out there who can, you know, throw down some fast times, score a lot of points, maybe even get a few titles, but not win. And when I say win, I mean having a team where there's respect for each member. I mean having a broader impact on your community. I mean inspiring other people to walk that path with you and to commit to values and to goals and have the courage to stand up as well. So thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to be part of this team and to win.
Thank you.
So I got that. That's wrong one. Thank you, Jeff. Nick. I was thinking a lot about what word or name for you. During my brainstorming, a bunch of possibilities, and then I realized you had actually told me your name every day. Every single day you're telling me your name. So you are Mr. All Right. Sure, everyone knows every time you pass Nick on deck or, you know, one of you's leaving, it's always All right, Brian. But I think it also fits well because Nick always brings the fun. He always brings that free spirit and that personality to deck, and it reminds everyone that it's all right. So, biggest lesson I learned from Nick is to always find a way to have fun with everyone, with the people around you, and in doing that, you're going to create a better experience for yourself. So, thank you, Nick, for always being yourself. Thank you, brother. All right, Nick, let's move on. Bob, got a good one for you. I think you're gonna like it. To me, you are the secret weapon. I was fortunate enough to have my first year here and my last year, and I can say that there is absolutely a difference when you are on deck. I mean, your leadership, your wisdom, just that little bit of mischievous spirit. Yeah. You're never too big to clean up the deck. You're always there to offer a word whenever you notice the team's getting off track. And you always make practices more interesting. So, biggest lesson I learned from you is to always have curiosity and humility. So, thank you, Bob, for a great 2 years. So, for the finale, Mr. John Lau, there you are. I had your name on tap for quite some time now. To me, you are the soul of the team. It's hard to put into words the love and the passion that you have for this sport and for this program. And it really shines through every day, from the attitude that you bring on deck, unwavering attitude, your curiosity in each team member. You coordinate everything, you fix everything on deck with your own hands. I really believe that you've become the driving force behind this team. And the biggest lesson I learned from you is to always lead with the heart and to go all in. So thank you so much for your impact that you've had on my journey. And I think I can definitely say that we're all looking forward to watching your journey continue as an absolutely phenomenal father. So, thank you. So, I think we've gone a little bit longer than 30 seconds that I was trying to hit, but anyway. I want to close by thanking all of you, this year's team. I really appreciate the commitment that you've shown to each other, the joy that you feel each day for your sport, and the acceptance that you have of one another. I'm really looking forward to watching your success here in the upcoming years. Hope that you can do so with pride and with humility. So, thank you.
Whoever's next, I'm just gonna show this.
Wanna go first? Alright, so I didn't really prepare a speech. I prefer that to be as spontaneous as possible. So it's probably not gonna be the perfect speech, but it's definitely gonna be like from my heart. So definitely this 3 years has been like amazing for me. I came to this family, transferring from another school, and all of the people here were like really welcoming. So I'm really grateful for that. And I want to do some special thanks. And so I want to start with John. He has been my first coach here, and with the time has become my mentor and definitely like the person I can go and talk to. And it can be like multitasking, it can be whatever, it can be like the handyman, the coach, an incredible father, it can be a technician, it can be whatever. It's really like awesome in every single way. But he supported me for these 3 years and is always available for me. So thank you, John. And then I'll follow with Jeff. I would say that definitely Jeff and I had so many discussions. I could tell that we're very different, like from as far as personalities, and I can definitely say that I prepare him for whatever discussion he's gonna have in the future because I've been training with him discussing. So now he's ready for you all. Don't worry. But yeah, definitely it showed me like the challenge because sometimes I didn't really want to, like get out of my comfort zone, and so it definitely challenged me to be better, to do something different, and I'm definitely grateful for that. Thank you, Jeff. And then I'm gonna go with Bob. So we definitely met only this year, but you've definitely been a huge help for me. Be prepared. I may be in the pro group next year. We don't know yet, but be prepared. I'm not gonna be an easy person to deal with, but John knows that. John knows very well. But thank you, especially for all your tips for the technique, especially for kicking, because you all know I'm pretty slow at kicking. But he definitely gave me some tips this year, and I made sure like improve a little bit. So I was very happy about that, very proud of myself. So thank you, Bob, for that. I really appreciate you as a person and all the energy that you bring on the full deck. So thank you. And then, last but not least of the coaches, me. So you definitely always joke with me, but it's probably the creative part of you, but also the part that I appreciate you the most. You always bring a smile on the full deck. That's what I like. And the only thing, just remember, move the flags when you are moving around. Other than that, we'll all find you. So thank you, Nick. I also want to tell you, not here today, but I also want to thank Coach Mark, which is our strength and conditioning coach, and also Coach Mark, which was our previous strength and conditioning coach. They really helped me through all the journey about like in the gym and everything. Especially since back home, we don't really have like a strength and conditioning coach back home. So it's pretty much you do by yourself if you're gonna do something extra after swimming. So they definitely helped me and they definitely supported me. And I thank both of them because they really made an impact. They and also since I'm an exercise sports science major, they helped me to like develop also the strength and conditioning part. So I'm really grateful for them. And then I also want to thank Mandy and Marinella because they're always our supporters and they're always on the full deck when we're racing. So I really appreciate both for the support that you guys give to the team, and I consider like both of you like sort of like part of my extended family. So thank you so much. And lastly, I just want to thank my family. I know that they are watching there, so hey, yeah, yeah, I just want to thank my family because even if they're not here, and even if there won't be a graduation, but they always support me, and they're definitely always there, even if at a distance. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys.
Didn't bring them. So I normally talk like just free, but I wrote some stuff down just because like I'm gonna forget stuff. And I don't wanna like be like, oh, shoot, what about that? So let me just get on here. Organized. Trying to start work. Okay. So first, I just want to say thank you. Most of my friends can't hear me. They probably didn't join this thing, but anyways, thank you to my parents, mom and my dad. Like they're just the most beautiful people ever. Just raised me with like the best morals, best values, and I really hope like I uphold them as much as I can. And yeah, as most of you know, like I call them like every day, a little bit of like a mommy and daddy's boy. But yeah, I'm excited. My mom's coming Tuesday, so make sure you're all friendly. She's gonna be like, I don't know, just all over the place, like, yeah.
Wait, don't forget to thank your sister too.
Simone, if you're there, I don't know, probably not, but I love Simone too, that's true. Okay, on to the coaches. Starting with Jeff and John Long. John Long actually like gave me the interview process and was the only school that like, I was like, wow, like they actually care about like my goals, my future, my dreams, and I don't know, that just was a great process for me. And I eventually met Jeff. Didn't meet him before that, but when I did, it was quite an odd experience. I would say like, if you ever want to keep Jeff on his feet, just like change your style or something, because he'll definitely be like, whoa, what you got there? But anyways, yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. It was so crazy. Like actually this weekend I was in North Middle with Carson at the house. And somehow on YouTube, we got a video of you from like the first NCAA champs. And Jeff was so excited, the same as he normally gets, but like, I don't know, it was just like so crazy to watch like how far ago that actually was, like, and how far we've come. Like he was like, you know, we coming 5th place and it's like the first time ever. And it was just like, I don't know, like I got quite emotional. Like Jeff, I seriously don't know how like you can bring a team from nothing and just like take it to where we are now. So I really do appreciate that and respect that. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate that. Yeah, so thank you to those two people. Next is Bob. Bob was like my first coach. Like I was so excited because my coach back home was kind of like in the experience section as well, a little bit older, which is quite cool. But I don't know. If you guys don't know this, if you guys don't know this, I don't know how you don't, but Bob is basically like the Yoda of swimming. And I sometimes like to think of myself as Luke Skywalker, but hopefully like, yeah, but I don't think so all the time. But anyways, Bob, I absolutely love you. You're like, I don't know, just, I don't even know, just the person that I want forever in my life. So, what? 6,300. Luke. So yeah, I really appreciate it, Bob, and like yeah. John Lau's worst day is still better than everyone's best day, like 100%. Like I've never met a person like John Lau. Everyone can agree, like he is absolutely the most like perfect person you'll ever meet in terms of like personality, like how he handles things. Like he's like the younger version of my dad with like less mistakes. I just want to say, like, just continue to keep having children because, like, you make like absolutely beautiful children. I mean, like, she's just made me so happy just from this past, I don't know, hour. So just like, congratulations to you, Mandy. Like, it's just like, I want that one day for sure. That's so beautiful. And then Nick is actually hilarious. So he came in, and I was like, this is a recruit. Like, I didn't know, he's just super big. Maybe he hit people even this age, I don't know. But Nick, let me tell you something. Like I didn't trust like your whole coaching. I don't know. In the beginning, I was like, Nick has too much ADD for coaching or something. But maybe that's why he did sprint. So it's just like at 50. You know, and it's like okay, I'm done. But Nick is actually like, I don't know, he's like got such a fire in his soul, and like I can just tell like he absolutely loves seeing people get better, and just absolutely loves swimming himself. Even like I don't know if I'm gonna continue swimming or not. Like me, Jan, Alex, like we're all on this like weird ambiguous journey. But Nick actually makes me want to get back into the water because he actually pumps me up, and he dreams big, and that's what young swimmers need. And so yeah. Thank you, Nick. We can see how far you've like come, especially with like all the amazing sprinters. It's really crazy. So I'm excited for what's next for you. Sorry, I'm taking a bit long now. I'll try rush. Thanks to Mo, Jan, and Alex. They're like been with me since day one. Obviously, like seniors with me, so shout out to them. Also, like the Bible study boy group, like. I know you guys like we meet up every Friday. I hope we continue to do that. As you guys know, like faith is a big part of my life. And there was a turning point where I really did come close to Christ, and I felt like I changed my life around, and that was because of you guys and Matt Joe. So it's a shout out for you guys. I'm excited for what's next for us. And then just advice for, I don't know, incoming people or recruits or whoever, like, you know, give advice to, I don't know, but this is what I've learned. Like sport is so beautiful because like you get to have like so much fun, but it's not just like sunshine and rainbows. It's like this whole journey. And my parents and sister, I mean, it's not their fault, but they said, Luke, your 20s is like the best part of your life. You know, you just like study, like someone still pays for you and you just party, like it's perfect. But my experience is obviously different because like I had to like do a sport and it's a part of your job. But I did most of the time have a lot of fun, but I also went through like a lot of stuff that no one really knows in terms of self-exploration, and sport definitely brings that out of you. And so I definitely say that, yeah, being in this journey is awesome because you just grow as a person and just like take that all in, because like it's going to get you ready for the working world. You know, when like I jump into a job, if I hopefully get one, I know how to work in a team. I know how to work with people. You know, if I have a bad spell, like I feel down about myself, I know how to pick myself back up. So yeah, thank you to everyone. Really appreciate you guys, and like I'm gonna be watching you guys all the time. And yeah, love you lots.
Where else is gonna go? Fine, so I need to like relax. I'm gonna use some tissue, but napkins over here. Just in case. Yeah, that's fine. Hey everybody, good to see everyone. My parents are on here, I think. Hi. I wrote down like my whole speech, and I wanted to kind of keep it short and sweet just because there's a lot I could say about East Coast. If I'm reading off of your story, I'm just like really, I think overwhelmed. So maybe I should do my speech right now. I'm gonna try. So, sorry, I didn't think I was gonna go this one. So as a student athlete, coaches make up a really big part of our careers. Not only do our coaches teach us about the sport, but life lessons, leadership, teamwork, accountability, and punctuality. These lessons stay with us for life, even after our time when the sport is done. I never used to think that I was going to finish out my collegiate career from swimming just because of like certain circumstances with my transferring process. And that was a really hard thing for me. And Jeff, you know, was the only coach who took me in and gave me a chance when no one else was willing to. And I want to thank Jeff and Nick and John for that, because you guys gave me a family and literally a whole life that I had always dreamed of. I never figured I would be given the opportunity based on the circumstances like I explained with transferring. I figured I would have to like live the rest of my life like regretting that I wasn't going to get to finish my collegiate career on my own terms. And I'm glad I was wrong, because the coaches here at Queens and Bob, I'm so glad I got to meet you, Bob, as well. Really appreciate you. I was blessed with the opportunity to exceed all of my wildest dreams and expectations in the sport of swimming. Having a new beginning with all of you and having a family was something that I never thought I would have. Sorry, I'm like trying to. So again, to my coaches, thank you for pushing me to be the best person I could be, not only in the pool, but outside of the pool with just relationships, and learn to build myself and grow into the woman I am today. I can't thank you enough, and I will carry that with me for the rest of my life. There were times when I struggled to give my all to you because I had, issues trusting coaches just based on my past experiences. And I was scared to see how great I could be, and you recognized that and pushed me. So thank you for that. And I know that moving forward into this next chapter of my life, I will never settle or slack off because of the benefits that you guys, like the success I've gotten from all of your coaching and just what you've given me. So also I want to say thank you to my parents, Julie and Mike. They're in Hawaii right now on vacation, which is really nice, and I'm jealous. They are my biggest supporters. You guys believed in me when no one else did, and gave me so much support through all the difficult times. You dedicated your entire lives to my swimming career and put so much time into me, and I'm so forever grateful for you and excited to continue this next chapter of my life with you in Arizona. Finally, thank you to my teammates, because you guys have made so many sacrifices, each and every one of you. I know that I'm not best friends with every one of you, but I appreciate each and every one of you with my whole heart. You guys work your asses off every single day. You get up so early and just continue to amaze me. It's really crazy just how much the team has gone in the time that I've been here. So I genuinely appreciate you guys, and I'm so excited to see what you guys do in the future. And overall, I am so excited to just like continue to carry the legacy of this program for the rest of my life. Oh man.
We'll try to make this very short. Wow. I didn't think I'd be here right now. It was actually great. But I have a little small speech I often think about what if. I often think about the what ifs now that I'm done swimming. What if I never swam? What if I never got hurt? What if I never transferred? These questions keep me up at night sometimes, but I quickly realized that the life I've lived and I'm currently living right now is worth more than it was earlier. Earlier this year with Coach Jeff, I had a conversation on the pool deck that I wasn't going to rush to the finish line. Instead, I was going to take it a day at a time. I accomplished that. My advice to you guys is to take it a day at a time. These moments are worth more than cherishing, and trying to rush past them is not worth it at all. I've been in this sport 18 years, and it's kind of sad that it's come to an end, but I enjoy it. When you step on the block for the last time, for your last race, and you look over at your team before the starter says take your mark, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment and pride. That you are one of the few that could endure this time-consuming lifestyle, and that many could never imagine taking on a day in their life. Before I step away, I'd like to say thank you to my coaches and to my teammates. It was a true honor to swim with you all and be coached by some of the best coaches ever. There's an 8-year-old kid in me that decided he wanted to go to college and swim, and he's proud.
You open, you need to open it again. He's not.
Yeah, I wish I had written a note card. Like, okay. I've never wanted to come to the US. I think that's yeah, like I moved already into another town, started a new life there, and all of a sudden Nick slided into my DMs. I didn't reply because I thought he's a bot. Yeah, and then Jan talked to me and he kind of convinced me. I'm pretty thankful for him. I mean, we are kind of different, but yeah, I'm thankful. He put me into all this stuff. I need to watch out. Yeah, all the paperwork and this stuff. And without Yannick, Andy, and Jan, I wouldn't have made it. I'm honest. Like, it was terrible. Yeah, so. Okay, thank you, coaches. Yeah, first of all, John, you are doing like a lot of things behind the scenes, and I think we didn't get along well at the beginning because I was kind of a mess. I can get that, but still, thanks for dealing with me, and also like your weekly emails. Sorry, I just barely read them. But
That's all right, you recognize that they were saying.
yes, like more effort as it seems. So thank you for that. Jeff, you know, I was like in trouble sometimes. You always had my back. I'm also thankful for that. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to have this fun 1.5 years here. And yeah, to respect me. That's how I am. Nick, you have a special place in my heart. I'm not trash talking right now, it's legit. From all coaches I've ever had, he's by far the best. I hope Bob can like reorder this ranking. It was amazing. Like, yeah, you treated me as a sprinter. I know I'm not like easy to coach because I have my own theories. But yeah, I think we find a great middle way to get along. Yeah, Bob, like how long are we practicing now already together? I missed some practices. I guess. Yeah, I mean, you are like the first coach who was able to change my technique completely. And usually I'm getting mad if someone is saying in the first practice like that my technique is terrible. But yeah, no, I said like, okay, I'm doing that stuff. You have a lot of knowledge and experience, so I try just to do what you say. And it was amazing. It's actually amazing. I'm way faster than ever in my life before, and I don't know how you did that in like 7 practices. So thank you. You guys. I don't have to mention that you guys are my family. I think you know that, since I call you bro every single day. And yeah, I mean, there's always some trouble sometimes, but that's like the nice thing here. We forgive each other. We are, as I say, a family, and thanks. Amazing speech with a quote. I think all of you know this guy from last week, maybe. I think it's time to leave.
I can see better.
Yeah, I think a lot of what needed to say I said back at conference, and everyone was there, so I think I don't need to repeat what this team means to me. I'm really happy to say that my parents are here. You mentioned that without them, everything just wouldn't be possible. Me being in the US, me being the swimmer I am, being the person I am. So I'm really thankful that they can be here and yeah, celebrate this accomplishment, which is, I would say, the greatest accomplishment I've ever done. And I went to Youth Olympics, I went to World Champs. And the next person is Jeff, who more or less told Marius to catch on me after John saw me on the transfer portal or coming to the US, and took me in. Like, he, from the first moment I talked to him, he had all these plans and told me all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, it sounds amazing, let's do it. And he wasn't disappointing me at the end. I actually would say I can call him like a father here in the US. I mean, I literally asked him to adopt me. But that wouldn't have made any difference, turns out. But anyways, so thank you, Jeff, for everything you taught me and you will teach me in the future. I know if I have any troubles, if I need advice, and especially in the field I want to go, management, if I need someone to lead me, like, you always will be my mentor and help me. And like, yeah, you showed me that I'm gonna wanna become a manager. And I didn't know when I came here what I want to do. I just wanted to swim. I just want to do some school, but swimming was the main focus. And now it's completely different. Now it's my future, and my future with Kate, my girlfriend. She supported me the past 2 years, came to even competitions which were out of her way to just watch me swimming. And to my last competition, where I'm really grateful that she was there with her mom to watch me. Thank you for that. Thank you for driving me in the morning and keeping up with that family, which is part of me. Yeah, thank you, Bob, John, Nick, John Lau, John Long, all the coaches who were here who took me in, and Julia, not to forget her. when I first came here, most of you people don't even know who Julia is. She's a mom of 4 now, and it's thriving. And I see John's gonna be exactly like her. The family dad,
No pressure.
leading this family and his own family, great success. Yeah, I'm thankful for our trainers, Kyle, Zach, everyone, even Zach Baker, for managing in around the pool. Most people haven't even noticed him this year. Like, he wasn't at practice, but he was managing so much, which we didn't even realize. So I'm so thankful for everyone. Carson's mom, still being engaged in the team, like, it's amazing. Like, these people are just staying here, and that just shows us that this team is so special. That people who don't have any like connection in the actual team right now, I just want to be around it, and I hope I can do exactly that. Can stay around this team and have this team become even better in Division 1 than it ever was in Division 2, and we won 7 titles, so we have big things to come. So thank you, everyone, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Everyone has a role in this family. Just find your role and thrive, and enjoy the time.
By the way, John Long says hello from Germany, from Berlin.
Okay. Okay, guys, so I had to prepare for that because otherwise I would just be standing here shaking. And I realized when I read through it again, it's pretty honest. I hope I don't share too much. And it's pretty long, so please just be a little patient with me. So I wanted to start off just reflecting on my experience here because I think it's important for the message I have in the end. So I made the plan to go to the ES after school when I was 13 because I had a crush on Ryan Lochte. If you don't remember him, that was the sexy guy next to Michael Phelps. So I can get really obsessed with things when I'm interested. So I watched literally all the videos that existed of him. And so coming to the ES was also partly the American dream, because everything he did and everything he looked so cool in the videos, and I just wanted to feel that relaxedness and accomplishment as well. So I actually started the process of Project USA, how I like to call it, in the beginning of 11th grade, which meant talking to a lot of schools via Skype, but nothing really catched me. And so I reached out to Queens after a while because I knew Jan. I'm not sure if he knew me, probably not, but my idea was if a few Germans are here, it can't be that bad. And so I actually talked to John Long, and that talk was a lot better than all the other ones I had, just because I felt like I was actually listened to, and the ideas I had at that point mattered instead of just the coach telling me what the program is like. So in short, I really fell in love with the program, and I really wanted to go to Queens. However, it's usually not that easy. And I'm going to say how it was. The problem was that Queens is actually a good school with fast terminus, so they couldn't pay me as much. And I know I was thinking about how bad I really wanted to join the team, the program, and how much I wish there would be a possibility opening up for me to actually go there. That possibility didn't come up, so I made the decision to go to Queens for just 1 semester, which without ever telling anyone, especially not the coaches, because I was sure they wouldn't allow me to go if it was just for 1 semester. But it was my plan to go to the ES for so long, and I didn't want to give up on it. And the problem is also that when you're 17, you don't have the money to pay for it yourself. So there were a lot of tears involved signing the NLI. And ever since I committed, I felt this huge pressure of making it worth it. And I wanted it to be great because my mom was paying for something that wasn't necessary. but just something I wanted. I could have stayed in Germany and just gone to college for free. So the main reason why I'm able to stand here is my mom. And I'm forever thankful for that. I don't know if she's watching now, but hi.
We're recording.
So, scheiße. 3 days before my originally scheduled flight, so that was August 2020, we had a call with the team basically saying that the students couldn't come back to campus yet. And it was actually funny because that call was when I had a little goodbye party with my friends. Then I should have come here in October, but that didn't work out. It was rescheduled so many times I can't actually remember the reasons for every single one of them. Anyway, fast forward to December 2020, I was actually flying to the US for the first time, and I was in a really dark place mentally at that time, and it didn't feel like a dream coming true, or at least a plan. I just didn't want to leave because I didn't want to leave my friends and family behind. And I was scared to go to a country where I don't know anyone except Jan's name. The beginning was everything but great. I spent my first 4 weeks in quarantine/isolation because of COVID. Everything I know is that I never want to feel that lonely again in my life. My first real day out of isolation was February 1st, 2021. And I cried in my goggles many times during that practice because, let me just give you the tip of not starting with an in-season John Lau practice when you've been out of the water for almost 6 weeks because of COVID. It hurts a lot. So I had 3 weeks until conference and another 3 weeks until nationals. And the funny thing is that I've actually never been that fast again as I was at these meets, especially the mile. I've never come close to that time again. So what do we learn out of that? Stop practicing and do more quarantine. Overall, that first semester was hard for me, and that was not only because of John's practices. I needed a lot of time to get comfortable around people, and I got nervous in social situations, so I didn't feel like I had the time to get warm with everyone. I also learned by the end of that semester that you have to give senior speeches when you're done, and so that's obviously terrifying. So not coming back like originally planned would have meant avoiding senior speeches. That's joking. I was thinking about coming back or not the whole summer, and finally decided to try it one more time because I already put too much tears and money into Project USA and didn't want it to end so soon. That semester was better in many ways. However, I got jealous when I saw all the freshmen come in and see them having so much fun with their class. I was extremely happy for them, but jealous in the sense that I wished I would have had the same experience coming in. Third semester started off with another quarantine, and I decided during that Project USA is too expensive for me to sit in a closed room all day. So that's when I changed my schedule for the upcoming semester and took more credits and decided to be done in 3 years. That was motivation that semester, and also my motivation to come back for a 4th semester. And that semester was actually great. I felt more at ease. I felt a lot more comfortable around people, and I felt like I'm where I'm supposed to be for the first time. And for 5th semester, I actually wanted to come back. And now I'm at that point where I cried again every day for the last couple of weeks, but this time not because I wanted to leave, but because I actually want to stay. After my last meet conference, I felt extremely unaccomplished. My goal for this year was actually to be in the 8-free relay, and when I learned that I was not, I had a pretty bad crying attack in my room, because that meant that I never reached any of my goal times nor any other swimming-related goals in my time here. So that's where I want to thank another person, which is Gigi, because she was there at that point and just had the right moments, and she's one of many times you've been there for me and made me feel loved like no one else ever did. So it's difficult to say how I feel now because I have just too many emotions going on. However, what I learned also before my last meet, but especially after, so that although swimming was the reason for me to go here and the reason I chose Queens, swimming is not what makes up all of my experience here. Swimming was a part of it, but I learned that there's so much more. I even started to question myself as an athlete for the first time here. And that was actually a really important thing. I can't turn my brain off, it's always racing, so it doesn't break. racing in pools, so I'm really thankful to question that because that allows me to see a lot of different parts of life right now. I have 5 semesters here, which is shorter than for many people, and it doesn't really feel completed. I wish I would have had as much fun as I did this year, also the semesters before. I can't turn back time, and even if I could, I wouldn't want to, and that's because, for example, that's where it gets too personal anyway. I can't walk into Albright without taking a few deep breaths before and telling myself that everything will be fine, because we actually all lived in Albright my first semester. And I don't know if you realize, but Albright has a very distinct smell. And for me, it just brings back all the memories, and that makes me cry. So I don't want to go through that again. So I wouldn't want to turn back time, but I wish I could get the time back and use it differently, for example, just living through this year again. I might be swimming slower now when I first came here, but paradoxically, I would still describe myself a lot stronger now. And that's not only because I look like help right now, but also because I learned a lot here about myself, about people, and about life, and then a little bit in school. And I wouldn't have learned that without the amazing team. The team culture is truly special, and when I hear all the horrific stories from other people about other schools, I'm just immensely happy to be here. Thank you all for making me feel included, even though I didn't join the majority of the so-called bonding events. I enjoyed practicing with you, and I even mentioned that as my most memorable moment as a Royal. It gave me purpose and a lot of security. I want to thank John for letting me spend a good amount of time talking to him. You're a really great listener. Thank you for still letting me practice with you and checking in on me, even though I'm not officially part of the team anymore. You made me feel supported from the beginning, and I'm extremely thankful for that. And it was one of the main reasons why I felt comfortable coming back for the first semester. I'm gonna skip that one. Okay. Thank you, Nick. That's sort of similar to what Brian said. Thank you for being yourself. You're super funny in my opinion. And seeing you walk into the pool with your coffee in the morning always made me feel like everything's gonna be all right. Also, thank you for not moving the flags on April 2nd when you because that led to the best belly stuff I've ever done. Thank you, Jeff, for not giving up on me and giving me the chance to be here and giving me the feeling that I'm contributing to the team just the way I am. Thank you, Bob, for teaching me how to kick, or at least try to. I know it's hopeless, but you were the first and only one to ever care about me enough and try to fix it, and I honestly really appreciate it. All right, let me skip that part as well. So I want to end this talk by explaining why I said all of that. And that's because my message is that you are all exactly where it's supposed to be. Being different is great for a team and actually makes it stronger. You can contribute to the team just the way you are, because that's how the team needs you. There are many ways apart from scoring and leading in the traditional way in which you can help and become part of something bigger than yourself. The quote I put on the wall in the locker room the other day is, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. I like this quote for a while, and I think it summarizes my time here pretty well. Because it was definitely not the right time for me to come here. I wasn't ready and I was much too anxious. But I learned that the storm is not going to pass in the sense that I'm not going to wake up less anxious or more outgoing tomorrow. I will still wake up as Rebecca every day, as introverted, as anxious as I am. And even though that makes things difficult many times, I'll learn to dance in the rain, which means realizing that being different is good and that feeling accepted just the way I am. If that takes you time, that's totally fine. Be patient with yourself and believe that you deserve to be here. Thank you all for being a part of my life for a short time, and I will miss you all very much.
take a date next week to do, deliver his. And next, we're gonna give the awards, the next 3 awards, very objective. Obviously, through all year watching, we have our MVP award, which is on points total in the team. It's all calculated through our places and everything. We have most improved, which is again all calculated on through a percentage, which takes into account from the short sprint. You may see a smaller improvement, but that could be bigger than a mile because of the way the percentage and the amount over time. But it calculates it fairly. And then the legacy award is probably more of the tougher one for us, because as so many people are building legacies, we're looking for something that preaches what that demonstrates what we preach. That don't leave your legacy here on time, because there will always be somebody coming a little bit faster, but leave it in something that has a little bit that lasts longer and has a statement to it. So where are we starting? Most improved. Most improved. All right, on the female side, in there as the computer rankings show, Riley Heck.
She dropped 4.5% in the 50 free, dropped 4.7% in the 100 free, and 5% in the 100 fly.
Because I know how smart you are, so you're thinking you're going to swim off events next year to get we focus on 3. So on the men's side, Jonathan Hinchey.
Jonathan dropped 3% in the 50 free, 1.2% in the 100 free, and 5% in the 100 fly.
So this one is on the male side. Again, this one, God bless you. We have a computer to do this one, because this is the first time we had 3 within literally 5 points, I believe. I believe 5 points separated 3 people, and it goes to Alex Cooner. All right, this one, same thing. It tells you where our team is when we have so many people bunched up. But this one on points came to Monica. The legacies. All right, this one on the men's side. Anybody want to guess what the legacy award winner is? Huh? Jan. Hey, I don't, but when I hear names, it's great what you're hearing, because these are the discussions we're having. And Wyden is leaving a legacy, as so many are, but this one also in very similar way. Jan has left a legacy that has that will be felt far. So much so, I think you guys have heard this, but I think I can say this. I think I've already said it, but I hope I don't get in trouble. But there's a mandate literally out from our president of the university wanting that Giannis to be hired by the university. So there are, I know my boss is seeking a position. I know development is trying to see, but he's able to negotiate and trying to do whatever he needs to do. But he has left such an impact with the university that they want him, our president wants him to stay. But it's up to Jan what he wants to do and what's best for him. But I have no doubt that someday he'll return if he does go. And I have someday that he'll contribute at another high level and then go and go make other people proud as well. But Jan's legacy, I don't think anybody in here, if you guys hear Jan's name, you'll be amazed, or you'll remember what he does. I tell the one story I tell about Jan, and when you say you leave a legacy, I have many of these stories, but this in the last 3 months, these are 2 of them. One is somebody was meeting with me about a donation, and they said, do you coach Jan? And I said, how do you know Jan? Oh gosh, I met him through my daughter's 3rd grade teacher. I'm like, wow. I said, yeah, well, that's amazing. And they go on to this whole thing and they talk about how they want to give because of Jan. So then I'm walking down the other day, and this was a really fun moment. A police officer sees Eden and says, that's a troublemaker. And I said, oh, I know, I coach him. And he goes, literally goes, you're the swim coach? And I go, yeah. You know the mayor, don't you? And I go, Jan? And he goes, Jan. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I mean, this is just crazy. So to see that much love in a police officer's eyes for Jan is amazing. But Jan's legacy, so way to go. Yeah, all right, this one's fun too. Again, lots and lots of talks, but this one is not only being left in leadership on the female side, but it's being left in more about her evolving as a person and becoming such an incredible, just an incredible person in every aspect. And one of her legacy will forever, the amount of people who've come through my office, who continues to show me different ways to look at things through challenging me and through not only challenging me, but keeping me on my toes, but leaving on the same page after we have a talk, knowing that there's something always bigger that we're going and trusting. Sophie. It's great Sophie's mom is here to be here with her too. But you know, Sophie is an example of a leader that when we talk and announce the captains too, that Sophie hasn't been perfect, but Sophie's been fair. Sophie has challenged me, but we've come to conclusions. We've come to peace on things. And but the one thing is, I beg her never to change, because it's who she is, that when we look in the 4th quadrant of where we fit, it's awesome, because that's what keeps us balanced. And I tell John and Nick in every meeting we have, if more than one of us agree, then one of you is not needed and I'm not going anywhere. So if that's so we've got to always be thinking and challenging. And we, again, I'm not perfect, I make mistakes, but I need to be challenged. And Sophie has always challenged me. Dan, Tova, challenged me, but do it in a fair and honest way. And we get into some really good debates. And they are just that, so that we can talk out loud and hear where we are and why we do the things we do. Because Christine sent me a quote the other day, evolve or evaporate. And so they are with Jan and I think Sophie and Dan and all, is they're helping us evolve. If they help me evolve, they're helping you evolve. So good stuff. I'm proud of that. Good job. Let's talk. Wrap up with the captains. Kristen, thank you. Also, yoga covered raisins come from Kristen before meats that are so awesome, especially the strawberry ones. And, huh?
No one's ever had them.
Oh, they're there. They're there. Oh, I just reminded, I put some of them in a drawer. I gotta remember that they're in a drawer. But, in the pool office, but all of our snacks or drinks, believe it or not, she's still a mom to two. And I don't know how she puts Kevin in there, maybe three, but, a wife to Kevin and, an aunt, a sister. She has a job. I say all that, but she still finds time to be a part of this family. And that's amazing. And we've been blessed with two people who have just absolutely taken us under their wing, and that was first Kellyanne and now Kristen. And many of you know Carson was a leader in himself. We always say when he lacked in eyesight, he had vision. So he is now going, Carson, just so you know, will be going on to law school. And has finished his, or will be finishing his MBA this summer and going on to law school and just thriving as well and cutting his teeth in coaching and strength training as well. So it's good stuff there. And Lily just finished her career and her schooling as well, will be graduating. So big times. Zach Baker, he just came off. Zach just came off a national championship of his own, and he earned in triathlon and has been out there. But if you ever see the pictures, Zach is everything about him, what makes him great is when he's not racing, he's in the lion suit and he's cheering and he's getting his teammates going, and they love him dearly on triathlon. And I know that because, as you know, I oversee triathlon and I talk a lot with Miles and Sonny, and they just love Zach. And it's and what I love to hear about that is the consistency. He's not one place. He's not one person one place and another person another. He is consistently Zach, and you guys know what that is. He is. There's always something bigger than him. He's giving to somebody. He always brings in his great bread from home in Pittsburgh. He's got his blog. He's got his stuff going on the Steelers. He's a fan. He just cares and loves this program. And he, as much as he loves and has enough room in his heart to triathlon as well. So thank you, Zach. Mandy in the franchise. So tomorrow, you guys know John and Mandy in the franchise have been to Hawaii for a week and a half. So for a wedding and stuff, but they'll be heading out. And so, but without our wives, with Kobe sitting over there, without our children in support, that all of us, in listening to these speeches and these talks and this heartfelt comments, that we can't do it without the support of behind the scenes at home, as you know. And the hours that go, the phone, sometimes we wake up just because we think we got a text message because it's Friday or Saturday night, you know, we're doing some team bonding, and it worries me a little bit. So, but we wouldn't have it any other way. I know it's at about 4 in the morning, I'm waking up, I'm like, get in touch with Bob, right before this happened. I had to say, I usually tell you guys nothing good happens after midnight, but now Bob was saying, before 3 or 4, I mean, you gotta get to bed. And, but in all seriousness, I do want to take a side note because, in all seriousness, Bob is absolutely a joy to listen to. Bob's story about not wanting to come, but Bob's vulnerability when he was being a college kid and having to come talk to me was amazing. Never, I mean, when he says you have his back, that's the way it should be. I don't have people's back just to have your back and try to keep you from getting in trouble. I have your back when you tell the truth, and then we handle it together. And when you're honest, we can handle anything together. There'll be consequences, right? But that's how we start. That's when we begin learning, right? When we have stuff up there. And I always appreciate that because Bob and everything going on, he sat down and said, "This is how it went down, Coach." And I will not leave out any details. And I appreciate that, Bob. And so coming back, where was I? What did I say? That was my. I was on something about family. That's where I'm coming back. We can't do it when with the late nights and early mornings and support And I can't do it. I want to thank you because I love in the spring. I know you guys have my back when I want to watch Kobe play lacrosse and I want to see and be a dad. And I get to watch you at all your meets and I get to watch her. So that's pretty cool too. So they clinched their first winning season in D1. So that's pretty awesome. Good. Our captains. On the men's side, we are going to add with Mache, with Yannick, with Balaj, we are going to add Wida. That does not mean that other names did not come up, and we've had conversations with other people about where everybody here has permission to lead and to continue to lead. Find your ring in the Olympic rings, when you talk to me, find your ring and make your role. Remember, if you can't find your role yet, that's okay too. Don't become worried, because then the role you want to embrace is to be the best teammate you can be. When you're the best teammate, then you're going to be just fine. That's a great role to have. On the women's side, we're going to add Sarah. Sarah. So Dan is going to be an emeritus. She's still a captain, but she is going to get a chance to just kind of help like Jan did this year, like Alex and Luke did as well. So she is very much a captain. Dan is very much a captain, but I'm going to be asking Dan to, very similar in the talk I had with Dan was with Jan, is no more safety nets. No more safety nets. As a fifth year, you get to help now and help lead, and but you can't throw yourself into everything. You got it. Sophie's going to be there. Tova's going to be there. Now Sarah. Now Riley. And there's many others. Some other names came up. It's not. You got to trust me. I've had talks with everybody, and it's together all of our decisions as to why or why not others. But everybody here continues to lead and do what you're doing. All right. But I think that's going to the personalities of the, how many women, John? 10 or 11? Where are we at women coming in? Freshmen. 10. Yeah, we have 10 women coming in with the possibility of still waiting to see if Monica comes on, and so we're big. So there's going to be a lot of personalities in recruiting. I've learned there's a lot of personality, but it's exactly what we need. It's exactly what we need to spice things up in our women. Continue to be close and continue to get better. I remind this, you guys can control what you can control. But a shout out to Nick in recruiting, but he identified, I think, five women. Is it, how many women flyers at 57?
At 57?
Yeah, or that we recruited.
Yeah, there's 4.
4. There are 4 at 57. That's why you had to go, because there are more. But at 4 at 57, the slowest after high school is 54.2. After the high school state meets. So we can control, but we are bringing in the cavalry. That diving's not going to matter. We are going to build depth. We are going to build a lot of depth. And we had an IMer, 200 IMer at 2:0. Yeah, but I know what she went. But where was she when she recruited? 2:05, and she went 2:011 at high school states. So they know they're controlling what they can control. You're controlling what you can control, and we're building that depth so that we can go in and do what we can affect ourselves. All right, and that's what we're doing. So good. Any questions before we wrap this up? I forget. Thank you, Kunitz, for coming. Thank you. Alex can draw a ponytail. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. Anything? We love you guys, but it's time to be champions in the classroom. We got to finish strong. I couldn't be more proud of Eli. I see Eli, bless you. Eli had a rough spot, but his legacy literally could be what he has done and turned it around to be a shirt, which I thought was almost next to impossible to be eligible in this next semester. And I do believe he will be eligible next semester. So Eli, thank you. Thank you. It would have been easy to try something different and do it different. So thank you. Yeah, before you leave campus, make sure you say goodbye. Make sure you meet with me. Know that things are getting kind of crazy. With me, I do have, because of the rules, I won't be, I'll be on deck sometimes to start you off, but we can't run practices right now. Finals are your main thing, but don't lose structure, meaning whatever you need. We have open swims, we have different things. Come see us. We'll go from there. Amanda, Marinella, anything? Marinella, oh my gosh, I don't think I called Marinella. I said Wise, but Marinella, our team psychologist, incredible. Marinella, if you need anything, get it now, because Nick has a whole plan for the rest of summer and going into next year. So that's all. She's going to be busy. If you guys don't know, look on the whiteboard downstairs. But, yeah. But Nick has a plan. It's all planned out right now. It's on the calendar. You have to look. Don't worry. It's there. Nick is never short of goals for everybody else on things. So, John, Nick, Bob, you guys, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, every time of this year, you know, we get to come together and hear from the experiences of what our senior class have gone through, and you know, it's incredible. As a coach, I feel like I have the best job in the entire world, because I get to work with young people that are coming into their own and figuring stuff out. I get to work with amazing coaches and support staff that challenges me and helps me to grow and continue to make mistakes and learn from them and just find ways of becoming just better at what we do, you know. And I love that. And, you know, I want to circle it back to the seniors. We've been through so much together. You know, a lot of the fifth years that stayed on, Luke, Alex, Jan, you know, you guys were here when I first got here and made a huge impact on me when I visited with Amanda and got to see everything, got to meet the coaching staff and everything that was possible here. And it's delivered. You know, you guys have delivered. And all the people that have joined after that, from transferring in, from being freshmen to coming to this point now, graduating and going through all those things, COVID, crazy COVID year, full of challenges of all sorts of different things, battling in Birmingham to win a national championship, battling in Greensboro, going through this first year as a Division I program, making our name known. You know, we get calls all the time asking what we're doing over here. People are noticing. Not just people on campus, which is incredible, but people outside, across the country, is noticing what you guys are doing. You know, it could have destroyed us. It could have destroyed us to make this jump. But as you look around and hear the stories and hear about every person's journey that stood up this afternoon to talk about all the ups and downs and the support that we've all enjoyed and coming together through all those times, it's amazing. And for those that are coming through, that are freshmen, sophomores, juniors now, you know, all of this is gonna make even more sense as you go through it. And it's okay to not know, you know, what it all means, but you know, you're gonna be in a great position as you go through it and trusting the process, as Jeff always talks about, trusting what we're doing, controlling what we can control. And for that, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for all of you guys as athletes, trusting what we're doing. I'm so grateful for all the support that's around me in the form of the coaches and support staff and parents. Thank you so much for everything.
Yeah, just to piggyback on John, my first year was y'all's freshman year, the ones that are graduating now. And it was a year that, like, on the men's side, we just lost how many guys in first year? Because of ineligibility or something going on with family and stuff like that, so seeing you guys get here all the way and seeing the 4 years come to fruition, because I thought my first year I was gonna just be learning the whole year under John Long, and then John Long said bye-bye, and then that made it interesting. But I wouldn't want it any other way because it helped me. You think it's a bad plan that you're on because like he left and I was like, this is not a part of any plan that's supposed to go, but it's just the plan that you have to go through. And always be available to switch those things and just know it all pans out for the better. All right, so I loved you guys. This year was great. I loved it. We had fun. Couldn't have wanted it any better. So love you guys.
All right, we're good. You guys, those who have exams, go and to study for your exam if you have to. Otherwise, if you want to help clean up. Otherwise, we've got it.
I mean,